Hey.
How you doing?
Welcome. How you doing? Thanks for coming in. What's your name?
I'm Chris.
Hey, Chris. How you doing? Mr. Smith. Nice to meet you.
Mr.
Thanks
Smith,
for
nice
coming
to
in.
meet you.
Listen, before we get started, right, I'm gonna go over a couple of things, right? I don't know, what your preference is, but before we get started, I'm required by law to tell you a couple of things and share some information with
Okay.
you. Okay, so. What I'm gonna talk about now is a professional disclosure statement, right? So we're gonna talk about areas of competence. Areas of competence speak about what I can and cannot do. Okay, so I am an LMHC, which is a licensed mental health counselor for the state of New York. I do existential therapy, I do different types of therapy, but I want you to know what it is that I do so that you can make a decision if it's something that you might be interested in. Okay, I believe a client's self-awareness are key to developing self-direction and independence. I'm also insight. My job is not to tell you what is wrong with you or if anything is wrong with you. My job is to say, hey, let's go on this journey together and see what we can find out. Okay. We will have a professional relationship. Okay. I do individual, family, and couples therapy. Emergency phone calls. I always try to return your phone calls within 24 hours. Text and email. I have something separate for that if it's an emergency. Okay. We'll follow that up, and you'll get that if I am someone that you decide to go with. Okay. You're free to work on a specific problem and not return for a period of time, then resume therapy later. On a rare occasion, you achieve some treatment goals, but you want to continue to see me anyway. I may make the decision to terminate the treatment based on ethical obligations. Okay. A file is maintained on you containing information, any reports, any correspondence with any other medical professionals. This information will only be given out when you sign a consent form. I will not give this information out if you do not sign a consent form. This is a right for me to share information with other people, other medical professionals or other social professionals. Okay, it's not just free for all with the information.
All right.
Okay, have a fee policy, 45 minutes of therapy, charge for the session, we already discussed the price. There's also a cancellation fee. If you cancel, one, I would say 15 to 20 minutes before, or maybe even an hour before, there's a fee for that.
Okay.
Okay, the reason that the fee is, we want people to be responsible, okay, and show up at their designated time. If not, if you give us enough time, then there won't be any fees in terms of you not showing. As a client, you have the right to be treated with a competent, ethical, and respectful manner. You have the right to a personal, individualized assessment of your treatment needs, in which your expertise about yourself is as important as my professional opinion about you. Okay? Before you leave today, everything in here that we discussed, you're going to get a copy of, you're going to look it over, and you're going to decide if you want to stay, and you allow me to be your counselor. We go on this journey together. You can sign this document, but I did want to share this information with you so that you know exactly what you're getting into. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, that's okay.
All right, so I'm gonna put this to the side, and so tell me, what brings you here today?
Initially, what brought me in today was maybe some anxiety. However, there's something that's been on my mind. It's always on my mind a lot. It's like my car. I don't know why, but I did get into a car accident. This is a true story.
Did anybody get hurt?
No, it was just me. 2 weeks ago, I was going to school and I came out of a lane, like a turning lane. Well, a lane because there was someone in front of me, and the guy sped down and hit me. I felt like he had a lot of time to brake, but however, it wasn't that bad, like super bad, but my car was damaged. Of course we got insurance involved. I actually just got my car back this week, Monday. That just, I think it was this week or it was last week. Time just like been flying by so fast, but it was that day. You know, I still ended up going to class that day. I know a friend of mine. She asked, "Did I call the cops?" I'm like, "No." You know, the guy was really cool. He was cool. You know, obviously we both kind of ruined each other's day in a sense.
Right.
We both ruined each other's day. You know, we had some. Ironically, he was going to go see a friend at the hospital across the street from my college. I'm coming to school, so it was just a mess. You get me? But my car got more damage than his. He had like a Grand Cherokee. I don't know if you're familiar with that car.
Yeah,
He had a Grand Cherokee, so the front of his fender was kind of like chipped off, but my car had all like the dents in the door and the fender. So my door. Long story short, my door couldn't really like close that well.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I had to kind of slam it, but you can still hear outside. Unfortunately, which it's kind of ghetto in my opinion to drive like that. I can never. I always see people outside like driving around with like damages on their cars, but I'm like, I really pray to not be like that.
Right.
Because I don't. It makes your car, your aesthetic, your prized possession that you pay for every month with insurance,
Right.
kind of look ugly. And you want something that you take care of a lot. So for me, I needed to get around for the most part to get to certain places. Like I live in a city, I can take public transportation, but you have that freedom of your own, like
You kind of
vehicle.
spoiling that. You kind of
Exactly.
go.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm spoiled about it, but I have been trying to take public transportation whenever I can, or try to take the healthy route, like walk places that I can walk to. Just try to start like a better, like more healthy foundation for myself. Not always like maybe depending on just my car alone.
Okay.
My car is pushing high miles at the moment. It's pushing at around 195 right now.
Oh, wow.
So I have
Okay.
195. But I always hear people say around me, "Oh, your car is like bulletproof." I have a Toyota Corolla Sport, a 2014 Toyota Corolla Sport.
Okay. Yeah. Toyota make pretty good cars. What they say, high resale value as long as you do pretty good maintenance and upkeep.
Yeah.
So tell me, you had this accident. How do you feel?
Well, now I feel much better now that I got my car back. But now it's like I'm more like keen to everything around me. Lately, I started feeling like people around here really cannot drive. I always felt that way just living in New York. I always felt like people around here couldn't drive anyways, but now lately I've been seeing a lot of people almost like hitting each other. And I feel like I'm starting to see a lot more like road rage around as well.
Okay, so let me see if I'm going to reflect on what I hear you saying. So what I hear you saying is ever since your accident, it has made you more aware on the road driving. You're more cautious in your movements and other people's movements on the road.
Right, no, you're on the right path with that. I would say I was always kind of like that, but you can't always control your situation. I feel like for me, I was like, okay, what could I have done better in that situation? Could I have timed it better, like how I came out the lane, or was it just something that's like it's gonna happen regardless? But like I said before, I felt like he could have like broke, because I've seen situations like that happen in front of me, and I'm like, yo, this person they broke and everything, But for him, he just didn't do any of that. So for me, it's like, what the hell happened? But like I said, he was a cool guy. We exchanged information, and my insurance paid for it. Now, what's probably the anxious part stems from is really, what is my insurance gonna do now? Or like I know when I spoke to one of them, the representative, they said that they're because I had my dash cam and I shared that video, but the dash cam only showed like the front and it showed when I was getting out the lane. I felt like maybe I shouldn't have shared that with them.
Okay.
But when I was coming out the lane, because there was somebody that was in front of me doing something stupid, so I kind of had to change lanes because they broke so sudden to go do something unexpected. And the insurance company seen that. It was like, it's a little hard to tell, but for now they're probably just going to take 50% liability. They're just going to deem 50% liability. So that's the anxious part is, okay, is my insurance going to go up? So that's where I'm at right now.
Okay. All right. So, okay, let's work with that. Let us role play just a little bit.
Okay.
Insurance goes up. What does that mean for you?
What does that mean for me? So for everyone that owns a car, the biggest thing is for their insurance not to go up, because what does that mean? More high premium
Right.
that you have to pay. So it's more money. I'm already like using someone's address, go a little more
So
out of the city
right.
to make it cheaper. So it's like, you know, it's a little cheaper now, but it still could be lower. Imagine, God forbid, that they do make this higher. It's like,
Right.
what is it? How much higher it is? Because right now everything is quiet, so I don't know
How
what's
much?
next.
How much time has passed
It's-
between the actual accident?
Well, the accident happened June 5th,
Okay.
and we're in July now, so it's been like about a month.
Right.
So the car was just completed. I'm not sure what's going on with the other party's car at the moment. Like I said, for his, the damage wasn't that bad. It was like a chip off of his fender. Mine was more damaged. So it's been so from June 6th to now to July. So it's been what, almost a month now. It's been like 3 weeks so far. So about now, the car just got completed. So I don't know what's gonna happen next.
Okay. All right. So from a humanist perspective, how does worrying this hard help you?
Well, I mean, it helps me to be more careful. Just try to like, what's the word? Try to measure or anticipate something more. You know what I'm saying? So, and just being more responsible, because I noticed around that time I was spending a lot more money as well.
That's the positive side. That's positive because you have demonstrated your heightened awareness, right? You're hyper vigilant
Okay.
on the road, which is good because you should be. My dad told me, when you're driving, if you're a good driver, you're driving for everyone else that's not.
Yeah, I tried it.
So that's what you're now doing.
Yeah.
So armed with this newfound knowledge and this newfound hypervigilance, how does this help you worrying as much as you are that it creates this anxiety for you?
What do you mean?
So you find yourself worrying. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do?
Okay.
How does that help you?
I mean, so far it doesn't really help because nothing's happened yet. But it's like, for me, it's like, what else can I do other than just sit here and wait to see what they say? It's like, there's really nothing I can do. It's one of those things where like, it's just out of my control. So it's like, what else can I do?
Have you thought about cultivating some plans? That would help with the anxiety. Plan A. If they do this, I'll do this. Plan B. If this happens, then I can do this. Plan C. If this happens, then I'll do that. I think that helping you cultivate a plan, or some plans, would ease, not alleviate, the anxiety. I think that some role playing, when insurance people call and you hear what they have to say, I think cultivating a plan would help you feel better so that the intensity of the anxiety won't be there.
Okay.
What do you think?
I mean, I'm cool with that.
Okay, so let's role play and work on some plans. Tell me some ideas, or you give me some ideas that you think you could do if in the event they call and say, hey, this is gonna go up.
So I would probably, first things first, I would probably ask, I've been with you guys for so many years, maybe only like 2 accidents on my record, but they were like years apart. What can I do to maybe help this get back lower?
Well, Mr. Chris, I think you can take a defensive driving course. That'll get you 20% discount.
I think that's something I could. That sounds like a good idea. I'll do something.
Okay,
I'll
so
do that.
hearing that, now how do you feel?
Well, it definitely gave me another perspective. It gave me a reminder that there are resources out there, you know, maybe not just solely depending on them to be nice guys and
Worst,
be like
worst case scenario right out the gate.
right out the gate. So, or I did think about this too. I was like, you know what? What if I try to shop around to another insurance company? Because sometimes I feel like, so I have Geico, so I feel like Geico, I'm just paying. That there's nothing. So for example, I know State Farm. I don't know if they still do it. I think every 6 months without an accident, you get a check.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
so I started like kind of thinking about that. I'm like, I wonder if I shop around to them, will that help me in any type of way? Will that help me in any type of way?
Now you just developed two plans, Plan A and Plan B. Excellent. Good. How does that make you feel?
I feel like now I have other options.
Okay. How does the anxiety feel? It's there.
It's there.
Well, first, is it there?
I mean, of course, it's still there.
Is it as intense as it was initially?
Well, I feel like it's temporary though. Like so, it's alleviated it a little bit.
Mhm.
So it's like kind of like air candy in a sense,
Okay.
or feelings candy if you want to say it.
Mhm.
But I just know like that feeling is gonna come back until something. You know, I want to say what if. I'm starting to practice that more, saying you know what if it doesn't go that way.
Mhm.
You know, having that kind of thought too kind of helps me a lot. But as of now, to
Absolutely.
answer your question, the anxiety, I'm not feeling it as much right now, is because we're getting, you know, a little dopamine rush about it.
Right.
But I know that, you know, if until kind of
You have
something
you have
happens,
a plan.
I have a plan, right?
And you have a backup plan to back up that plan if it doesn't work. So a lot of times in life, you want to cultivate plans. You want to plan ahead. We plan for things just in case. They may happen, and we go, oh, I didn't expect that. I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't prepared. That happened unexpectedly. And we can plan and say, okay, that happened, but I had a plan just in case that might happen.
Yeah.
I don't feel as lost, angry, frustrated, upset, disappointed at the setback. So tell me more.
So, you know, with the car thing now, because I do have a child as well. I have an 8-year-old. I have
Nice.
an 8-year-old son. He lives with his mom out in South Bronx. I live in Co-op City, so I'm on the other side, the east side of the Bronx. So, you know, obviously, as a parent, like that doesn't live with their child, and obviously you're trying to do your best to kind of be there for the
Mhm.
child and the mom as well. You know, it's a lot faster to get around with the car, so I always kind of like worry. My anxiety kind of worries with that as well. Like, if I don't have my car, how am I supposed to do certain things? Like,
Mm-hmm.
get around with him faster and things like that. You know what I'm saying? But I try to just like keep the faith about it. I try to pray a lot about it, and just try to get like reminders that hey, your car, as long as you keep your car up to date in maintenance, it should last you like a while. You know, I'm praying to like get through school soon and be able to like, you know, just get out of it, because that's another thing is too, is like with school and everything, like everything just comes into play, like with the car in school.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously I don't really need a car to get to school, but I just always think about certain things going wrong, you know, with that, and then with the family and things, and then it always like something might happen, God forbid, that I can't finish school, but you know, I'm just keeping the faith about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, even with that, school, you've cultivated a plan,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, you're doing pretty good. Okay.
Appreciate that.
What else?
I don't know. Let me think. I know I really didn't come too much with a plan today. I know I was just like, you know, just anxiety. You know,
Oh, that's
yeah.
quite, that is quite all right.
Yeah.
So this is what it would be like in terms of, you know, your first experience with counseling and, you know, kind of sitting there and sharing, expressing your feelings. Again, like I said, if I'm somebody that you think that, oh, I like him, I can identify with him, he gets me just enough, when we leave, you can, sign the documentation. Is there anything that you want to ask me?
I don't know. What else? I don't know. Is there anything that I want to ask you? I mean, right now, I really can't really think of nothing. I know you said that would you be able to let me know what, like, type of therapies that you're like skillful in?
Choice behavior therapy, William Glasser. I like to do cognitive behavior therapy. I like to work with people in developing plans. A lot of times people feel like they just don't have the wherewithal to function and manage and grapple with things that life throws at them. So I do a lot of cognitive behavior therapy, and I do a lot of reality therapy.
Okay.
Real world situations.
Yeah. So something like mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I like to help develop the skills and hone the skills to deal with things that happen that people normally break down because the ability to cope with life issues, they have they come to the end of their rope in terms of coping skills. So the things that are happening outweigh their ability to cope.
Okay.
So it goes, I like to come and give them new coping skills, and again, new and different ways to look at those same situations. Hey, let me get some plans together just in case. So you don't feel overwhelmed. You don't feel like life is beating you down. You don't feel like you're in a fight with life and life is winning.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, do you know any like breathing methods that you can share?
I like Tai Chi.
Okay.
I can't necessarily refer someone to you right now, but I would say, Google it, YouTube it. Tai Chi has excellent breathing exercises. I use Tai Chi and I meditate. I think meditation is great too. So I think that's something that you can look into. You can Google it or YouTube it. And everything is on YouTube now.
Yeah. No.
So
I could
again,
do that.
yeah. So I think that that's something that you should look into. Breathing and meditation. Meditation is great.
Just like it's really good with grounding, right?
Yes, allowing you to kind of nam your whole ranking kyo, to the situation. Our time is almost up. Is there anything else that you want to ask me? Anything else you want to know before you make your decision to come and participate here?
Nah, Mr. Smith. I do want to thank you, for.
Well, I thank you for coming in. Just for having this time with us.
Yeah.
You could have been anywhere else in the world today, and you chose to come here. And for that, I want to thank you. And I appreciate that.
No, of course. I mean, as far as now, I don't have any other questions at the moment, or any other concerns. I know we touched on a lot today. It's I know it's just an introductory type of session, but I did feel good to hear some more perspectives. Sometimes when you have anxiety, your mind is racing a lot everywhere. Especially when things seem to be moving kind of fast towards you.
Life comes at you fast.
Yeah.
So.
No, definitely. So, but definitely thank you. It's been good.
You're welcome to come here to get prepared. Thank you. I genuinely hope to see you again, and I hope you make a good choice.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Okay,
Nice to meet
thank you. You too. Thanks for coming.
Of course.